Hello YouTube, I'm the Gaming Pegasus 187 and this is Side Scroller Sunday episode 46. We are heading back to Yoshis Island to finish off the second half of the First World. On the Sunday of Wrestlemania week. It's also Easter Sunday, a holiday that, well, it means a hell of a lot more to you as a kid than as an adult. Well, as an adult, a lot of my friends are in town, so I got to see a lot of people last night. So, yeah, everyone kind of drifts back for a little while, and then it's back to life, but it's WrestleMania week. I will share one fond Easter memory I have of a gift I got was Grand Theft Auto on a PS1. Yes, the beginning of the series is the bane of Jack Thompson's existence. Whenever a new game comes out, he crawls out from under the rock he lives under to bitch, moan, and complain. And no one really gives a shit. Like, fuck off. I gotta look up the card because I want to try and give some quick predictions for both TakeOver and WrestleMania. So, I guess Nakamura will be getting new theme music. They didn't get the subconscious, by the score, which is unfortunate because that song's fucking awesome. Yeah. So let's see matches. And I'm really just gonna go kind of from the bottom up. We got the debuting Austin Aries and Baron Corbin in a straight-up match. So Corbin basically murdered Austin Aries on his debut. So I'm picking Aries. I don't think he's going to come and lose his first match, but then again, I don't know what the hell. Maybe they're going to give Corbin some kind of underhanded bullshit victory. I don't know. Apollo Crews versus the Drifter Elias Sampson. Crews, really nothing to say on that one. The Revival, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder versus American Alpha, Jason Jordan, Chad fucking Gable. Jordan Gable. It's time these belts change hands, and quite frankly, it needs to go to most over team there on NXT, because I think Enzo and Kaz are going to be heading up to the main roster after WrestleMania. Bayley Asuka. NXT Women's title. I am going to pick Asuka, because I think Bayley is also going to be heading up to the main roster sooner than later. And, well, Asuka is basically on a fucking tear. Put the title on her and, yeah, let's see who wants to, well, then again, people are stupid enough to fuck with Asuka. Namely, Dana Brooke and Emma. Oh, Jesus. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, I really don't know how to call it. I think Joe gets the title. I think. But do you have some kind of underhanded, maybe the Balor, Gallows and Anderson debut on the show and help Balor retain? I think so. Maybe they come in and save him from a beatdown. I'm picking a Balor retaining. I think there's going to be some kind of schmoz DQ where Joe ends up so frustrated that he can't beat this guy that he starts beating the living shit out of him, and here comes Gallows and Anderson. And then, the reason that I can't wait for this show. Sami Zayn's going to be in the ladder match at WrestleMania. I'll get to that. But, he's facing the debuting Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style. I cannot wait for this match. I cannot wait to hear the crowd. I did get goosebumps just thinking about this. This is Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's going over, man. I think Sammy's gonna be doing his honors on the way out. This is gonna be his last, NXT match. At least I assume so. I actually think so. So I say I think this is what needs to go on last, honestly, but it probably won't, but this is honestly the main event in my eyes. Again, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. I know, Vince is probably thinking, welcome back, Kenzo Suzuki! Fucking bastard. But yeah, there's a takeover. Shinsuke Nakamura. Enough said. Oh, I did go back, and I guess I got a Chromecast. I went and watched Nakamura versus Kevin Steen at War of the Worlds in Ring of Honor. And god damn. What a fucking match that was. Let's see. Pre-show, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Who gives a fuck? But I'm picking Mark Henry. The Usos versus the Dudleys. I say the Dudleys are taking this one. Kalisto Ryback. Also, who gives a fuck? This should have been the multi-man ladder match, but fuck you. I'm picking Kalisto. Screw you, Ryback. The New Day versus the League of Nations. 4-on-3 handicap match. This is not for the tag team titles. Okay, good. So I'm fucking picking. Actually, I don't. New Day. I'm taking New Day. Fuck it. Let's see. We got Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, Miz, and Stardust. So we have the two guys that people want to see in a singles match at WrestleMania that we're not getting, versus the eternal, mid-card for life guys. Stardust, why is he in this match? Miz, why is he in this match? Ryder, why is he in this match? Sin Cara, why is he in this match? Oh, so they announced, for the Battle Royale, Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, Big Show, Kane, and Tyler Breeze. No, I'm still picking Mark Henry. I could be completely off on that. Who fucking cares? I'm picking Zayn. Zayn and Owens are going to be the last two on the ladder. Zayn's taking that title. Now to the matches I actually give a fuck about. Or really fucking give a fuck about. Street Fight, Ambrose versus Lesnar. Ambrose. I think it's time for Brock to take a loss. He has not lost cleanly on TV in 3 years, I think? Like 3.5, like 2-3 years? So, yeah. Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks for the Divas title. It's Boss Mania. Sasha Banks. There's no... Becky's in there because well, first of all, we're going to get a hell of a match out of this between these three, but Becky's in there because she's, well, she honestly deserves a spot for one. But I don't think she's taking the fall. I have a feeling that Sasha's going to beat Charlotte in this match. In the same way that Sasha beat Charlotte at Rival in the 4-way involving Bayley to win the title, the NXT Women's title. The match that will go on last, but probably shouldn't, because Triple H has been in this position before, and he has been pretty... Which, I think it was on his, it might have been on his Thy Kingdom Come. He was doing the interview where, he has the match with Orton at WrestleMania 25. And what went on before them, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Yeah. WrestleMania 18. He faced Chris Jericho for the Undisputed title. What went on before that? Hogan versus The Rock. Yeah. The title should go on. I don't think in this case it should go on last. I'm sorry. I don't think Triple H wants to get shown up 3 times in a main event at WrestleMania's career by the match goes on before him. But I don't know. I don't know what they're doing here. I say it's Roman. There's what, you really think Triple H is going to retain here? No, he's going to retain the he's going to lose the title. Roman's going to look real strong. And what they do, I don't know. This is going to be a fucking shit show. And the Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. So, I'm pretty sure there's a governor on Shane McMahon the size of... oh, I don't know. Chris Christie's gut? Donald Trump's ego? Ted Cruz's creep factor? Fuck. But yeah, Shane's not diving off the top of that fucking cell. Taker is not gonna throw this man off top of this goddamn cell. Shane McMahon wins. He gets control over all. If Undertaker loses, he will no longer compete at WrestleMania. So, we've already had Shane McMahon on TV say Undertaker is Vince's bitch, which is what he is. He's basically the bitch in this situation. He's basically being forced to do Vince's bidding. So, the idea that Taker being the conscience of the WWE, being the, you know, the company man through and through, that he's gonna do what's best for business, and he could just lay down? Possibility. I mean, I would rather see the possibility. Well, it's actually a likely scenario, but I just want a Mean Street Posse debut, just random run in. Please give us the posse. So I'm picking Shane, and this is, I know it's sacrilege. You're picking The Undertaker to lose at WrestleMania. Well, there's a fucking storyline point to this. I mean, you don't bet against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, usually. I did that when it came to Brock Lesnar, and look what fucking happened. So, yeah, that's WrestleMania, and oh look, I actually get one life out of this one. I fucking hate that minigame. It is bullshit. That went a little shorter than I thought it was gonna be. Well, let me try to think where I want to go from here, because I'm not even fucking sure. So, like I said, I'm just more excited for TakeOver. King of Strong Style, enough said. So, it has been 15 years since the death of WCW. Now, if you remember, early on in this series, I reviewed a bad WCW pay-per-views. When I ended up just the shit-tacular one where there was like there were barely any matches that went over 5 minutes. And only one that top 10, and that was the main event that still had a Russo fucking swerve. But it's been 15 years since the end of WCW, and the competition is what can really be said is missed the most. It's the competition. There's no WCW breathing down, Vince's neck. Which is why they had to up their fucking game. I mean, could you imagine if Vince was like he is now and just refusing to change? I mean, he's so hung up on making Roman look real strong. He's got to be the guy. Really? Imagine if he was like that then, And, all of a sudden WCW won the war, which is an absurd thought, I know. Because of how bad that company was at the end. But I mean, could we have maybe seen Undertaker versus Sting back in 2001? I mean, I'll tell you this, I don't think TNA, there's no way TNA would have existed. Which, I know, hate on TNA all you want, I don't know how they're still alive, but they somehow hung in there, despite many people writing them off. Myself included, because I've written this company off many times. I mean, Bobby Roode and Eric Young just left. So, what the hell does that say? That two guys that have been in the company since the early years? I know since I was watching it when they were back on Fox Sports Net. I mean, think about that. And if it wasn't for fucking name value like, you know, Jeff Hardy and Raven, you know, I wouldn't have been watching that. I would have discovered AJ Styles or Samoa Joe or Christopher Daniels. You know, it's insane to think about, but that's where we're at. Somehow this company is still alive, but WCW, who knows what would have happened. I mean, maybe we'd be subscribing to the WCW network for $9.99 a month. I mean, maybe we would... Who knows how many of those guys would have jumped over? I don't know. I mean, would we have seen, you know, Goldberg and Triple H and it not be, you know, just fucked beyond belief because they did put the title on Goldberg, but not at the moment they should have at SummerSlam. That was one of the most spectacular examples of booking a guy so right and yet so wrong at the same time. Goldberg comes in, he's spearing the fuck out of everybody in this chamber match, and then just to lose to Triple H in the end. Okay? Whatever. I mean, I just went and I watched the entirety of the rise and fall of WCW on DVD. And, well, it was fucking good. But the contributing factors to this company dying were, oh, the product was shit. You know, it turned to shit. I mean, the AOL Time Warner merger, you know, it definitely didn't help that the company and the higher-ups did not like wrestling. They did not like WCW. Ted Turner always, you know, had an affinity for it because it saved his network. You know, one of the most popular programs on his network for years. But if that company was still making money and wasn't, you know, didn't go from making, however it was, like, what, 60 million in 1 year to losing 60 million a year, you know, because, again, money, you know, if they saw the dollars, like, okay, they're making money, we hate it, but they're making us money, that's all that matters, you know. But that company started to, you know, it was it imploded in that you had, you know, you had guys booking that had no business booking a show. You know, you had basically Kevin Nash with the pencil booking himself to the world title. They cooled Goldberg's jets. I mean, once they ended that undefeated streak, like, that was it for that company. They had nothing, and then just for the turnaround, for the finger poke of doom, you know, they had Tony Schiavone, you know, Eric Bischoff, he was giving away the results every other Monday night. Go on Raw, go on air a couple minutes before Raw and say what blah blah blah, what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going on their show. You know, until, you know, Schiavone comes on commentary, even the same night as the finger poke of doom, I might add, that Mick Foley was going to win their world title, the infamous butts and seats line. That's where it started to really start to spiral out of control. And then it just went farther and farther downhill. They brought in Russo to book. Oh, I created the Attitude Era, bro. Let me level with you, bro. I helped create Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. God, fuck this guy. Someone in the Facebook group referred to him as a Jesus wanker. I love that. But it's... But that, he had ideas because, I guarantee you, he threw 100 ideas at Vince McMahon. And he'd get maybe 2 or 3 of them through, because everything else was shit. And you saw that when he booked a lot of pole matches. He booked a lot of fucking ridiculous bullshit. And the product suffered. Absolutely suffered. And they started losing money. I mean, they went from... And I mean, you know, Vince McMahon, you know, pissed away money after that. But that was because of the XFL. What a shit show that was, but... So... But the company started losing money. And there's only so long that, you know, a big corporation like that is going to tolerate. Because when you lose, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of a couple years. Because, of course, you had Hogan's insane contract. I mean, my God. But, yeah, it's... And we talked about on Slamcast how the industry has changed, and in a lot of ways for the better. I mean, you wouldn't know by seeing how many injuries have fucking happened on this, in this show. Luke Harper's gonna be out 5 to 6 months. Neville's out for 3. He's out past WrestleMania. Orton still hurts. Cesaro still hurts. Cena's out of Mania. Seth, he's still a few months off of coming back. Come back, please hurry back, CrossFit. Jesus, good God. Speaking of Seth, no one wanted to see Vader's dick splattered all over the internet, but that happened. At least with Seth. You know, we got a hot chick that, you know, out of it. I mean, he's an idiot, but, well, Seth Rollins, whatever. It's like, apparently his ex-girl, he didn't deny that was his either, so nice one, Vader. Like, it'd be easy for you to deny it, whatever, so fuck off. But, no. Oh, God, I do want to throw a few quick notes on Lucha Underground because it was Aztec Warfare this week, and that was fucking awesome. You had Rey Mysterio. You had the debut of Dragon Azteca Jr. You had Joey Ryan handcuff himself to the fucking guardrail, not the guard, but the outside, standing up outside of the ring so he couldn't get beat. Genius. You had Pentagon screw over Mil Muertes. You had everything going into this match is just the debut of Matanza. I mean, WWE taking notes on how they book a fucking monster. I mean, good God Almighty. When, I mean, you had Great Khali, WWE. You know, they booked him. You know, he got a clean win over the Undertaker at a pay-per-view, and then turned him into a commie because he sucked. This Matanza. This guy, standing shooting star press. Yeah. He comes in, he beats Phoenix in the beginning, so guarantee a new champion. He just starts tearing through everybody. I mean, he dropped the Mac right on the back of his fucking head. Like, he's fucking dropping everybody left, right, and center. Oh, before this, Johnny Mundo had thrown Cage through a plate glass window. Okay, plate glass, apparently that's his thing. And Cage no-sells it. Mundo ends up getting beat, comes back later. He breaks a cinder block over Cage's skull, and that's what beats him. Taya beat him. But back to Matanza. He beats 8 or 9 guys in the span of fucking couple minutes. So there's your Lucha Underground chat. Like, This guy looked like $1,000,000 fucking bucks. This guy can work. I mean, my God. Just like he picks him up for like a fall away slam and then just like a spinning power slam. I don't know what he calls it, but it's fucking brutal. He's dropping guys on their head. Like he's just beating guys left, right, and center. And it's like, who's gonna fucking stop this guy? This is Dario. Basically, it's the monster Matanza Cueto. This is Dario Cueto's brother. This guy that had been built up for a season and a half. And, oh, it didn't disappoint. He's a killer. Oh boy. Anyway, that's all I got. Pegasus out.